Hi, I'm Ed Nichols, Superintendent of Madison City Schools, and I wanted to give you an update on our reentry plan for returning our school-based students back to our buildings. Several weeks ago, as we began the school year, we started with all of our students in a virtual platform. I know this has been challenging. I know that at times that has been difficult, and I especially know that with younger children it has not probably been the best way to have school. But at that time, with the infection rate in red, I felt like it was the best thing to make sure that we took care of not only our students, but our teachers and our staff. But when we did that, I promised you that we would maintain vigilant observance of what happened in the future, and that as Labor Day came, we would evaluate where we were and this community. Over the past several weeks, because of the hard work across our community, people have helped to wear masks and to make sure that they took care of themselves, and we have been able to lower the infection rate in our community. Therefore, today I would like to talk to you about our plan to re-enter our school-based students back at Labor Day. Our plan is that on Tuesday, September the 8th, our pre-K through 5 students will begin for the week of September the 7th an A-B alternate day on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday. Therefore, on the first full week, the 14th of September, all of our pre-K through 5 students will return to everyday school-based learning for those students who selected school-based at the beginning of the school year. On the 14th, our grades 6 through 8 will begin a 2-week rotating A-B with a virtual day on Wednesday, A-B on Thursday, Friday. And then on the 28th of September, they will return school-based every day for those students that selected school-based at the beginning of the school year. On September the 21st, our high school students will begin their A-B with a virtual on Wednesday and an A-B on Thursday, Friday for the weeks of September 21st and September 28th. That will lead us to fall break. Therefore, our high school students will return every day to school on October the 12th at the end of the 9-week grading period. You may ask, why are we easing back in? Well, first of all, we've talked to many school districts across the state who started school both virtually or in a hybrid or came back completely. As you're aware, some of those school districts have had to quarantine hundreds of students. When a student is in close contact with someone who has tested positive or have, according to the ADPH, major symptoms, any student that has been within 6 feet for more than 15 minutes will have to be isolated for up to 14 days. Even a negative test will not allow that student to come back to school early. So we believe that by easing our students back in this hybrid setting, we can, first of all, focus on each level, elementary, then middle, and then high school, to make sure that all the cleaning protocols and those protocols that we need within the school are in great shape to protect both our staff and our students. I know that it's been challenging. I have talked to many of you, and for some it has worked well, but nothing beats going back to school face to face. But the worst thing that we can do is go back to school and then have to quarantine hundreds of students. Because once we have to send students home, they're there. And then we have to figure out how to provide them a virtual when the rest of the group has gone back to face-to-face. Our teachers have done an amazing job. When you made your selection at the beginning of the school year, whether you wanted to be school-based or virtual, our administrators at every school began to reschedule their entire student body and their faculty. And our teachers took on enormous extra groups so that we could provide every student what they wanted. So as we come back to school, we felt like it was important to ease back in so that the transition for instruction would be easy and teachers could easily move into it. I appreciate your patience. I know it's been challenging. I know that sometimes it's been very frustrating. And I've talked to many of you, and for some of you, it hasn't. Nothing beats that face-to-face interaction. Now, for my families that chose virtual, then you will continue on virtual. We have created that virtual option for you, and you will continue on through those time periods designated at the beginning of the school year for virtual. These changes where we are coming back in this A-B hybrid setting and then re-entering every day are for our school-based students. I can assure you that our team has worked diligently to make sure we have masks, face shields, desk shields, and all of the cleaning supplies that we will need, and putting the proper procedures in place to make sure that when our students do come back in our building, that we are doing everything possible to make that environment as clean and disinfected as it needs to be to mitigate any risk for this virus. Not only are we going to be prepared with the materials we have to keep our areas clean, but we also will have time as we bring our students back in this hybrid setting to make sure that our transportation and our child nutrition and other services that we need to have in place can get used to having students back in school under these new protocols. Now, I know this is a lot for you to take in just a video, so don't worry. Early next week, we will be emailing out to you the schedule and all of the procedures and protocols that we will use in case someone were to test positive or have what the ADPH calls major symptoms that would cause students to be isolated or quarantined. We will send those out early next week. So I just wanted to update you on our opportunity to get your students, for those of you that selected school-based, back into school. On the week of September the 7th, we'll start that rotation with our elementary students and bring all of them back on the week of the 14th. On the week of the 14th, we'll start a 2-week period of rotation for our school-based middle school students and bring them back the week of the 28th. And on the 21st, we'll start that rotation of our school-based high school students, and they will return to school every day after the fall break on October the 12th. I want to thank you for your patience during this time. There are many people we have talked to, but all seem to say the same thing. Our challenges are going to continue on probably for the remainder of the school year. We're going to be faced with positive cases. We're going to be faced with quarantining and isolation, and it's not going to stop anytime in the near future. But we feel like that it's the best for those who have selected school-based to get back in front of their teachers and have that time with their teacher. And I just again want to say thank you for your patience as we work back in. I appreciate again my staff across the district. I cannot tell you how hard our teachers, our support staff throughout our district have been working to start virtually and now to begin the transition to bring students back in our school-based option. So please feel free to contact me via email if you have a question. We will be sending procedures and protocols out next week along with schedules to keep you up to date on all that we've gone over today. So, thank you.